and welcome to my updated Khajiiti Embassy build. I have built this twice now. So the last iteration of this build I actually really liked. I liked how it turned out. But I noticed that nobody was able to find the second part of it. Because the tree in the courtyard was so leafy and green and in the way, nobody was able to see that second door. And because that was not a tree I could move, because that was the top of one of the pod houses, I wasn't able to make that path more visible. So in visiting this place with a friend to show it, it all of a sudden occurred to me, what if I just built right down here by the door where we don't have that tree canopy above us? And would I be able to build up sufficiently to make that work? And so I tried it. So this is my updated Khajiiti Embassy, and I hope you enjoy it. So the embassy is run by a lovely Khajiiti lady, and there's some Khajiit visitors, but the embassy was built by the High Elves, so it's not exactly the most Khajiiti looking. And, it has some features that cater to the Wood Elves, but in a very High Elf misunderstanding of Wood Elf sort of way. So, this is built somewhat tongue-in-cheekish, to take advantage of the fact that just what would it be like if the High Elves built the Khajiiti Embassy, and how ridiculous would it be? So this is the entrance, our little entrance hall down there, including the portal, and that leads to the snug pod that's right there in Eldenroot. So obviously the Khajiiti Embassy should be built somewhere here, right in Eldenroot, but there's no place there to build it. So my clever idea was to stick a portal in the snug pod there and build here instead. So this is my theory. So there's our little entrance hall and our little waiting area here. Comfy couch for our guests to sit on, and some books here for them to read, because, yeah. And then up here, we have our two-level kitchen. Two-level kitchen is probably not ideal, but I'm building around landscape here. So, two-level kitchen with our sink down here for washing, and then our cooking area up here with our fire pit, our oven, and our burners. Our little chopping area here. And this is our little storage area. So we've got some food storage here. And then our freezy cold storage back here. So, we can keep our tasty noms all well preserved. So now we're going to go up to our second story, which is, again, on multiple levels. This is our bathroom. I had to have that door go out because if it was coming in, it blocked our path. Our toilet. Very fancy toilet. Sink, of course. A little vanity getting ready area here. And the bath. So I figured this is probably mostly used by the ambassador, but of course visitors as well. It's not very centrally located to the bedrooms, but what can you say? So the ambassadors, oh, sorry, our little library area. Ambassador's quarters are right here ahead of us. Oh, and we had to have an indoor garden. The whole reason we had to have an indoor garden is that that space kind of had a hole. And I filled it in. Um, and the thing I filled it in with worked really well there, actually. But it just made for a funny raised area that I had to do something with. So, East Garden. Because, of course, that's what I do. I have a space. I need to fill it. I stick it full of garden, right? So this is the ambassador's quarters. Yeah, she's got the windmills sticking in her quarters, but I like it. It kind of adds some interesting detail, right? She's got extra windows and stuff. So here's the ambassador's quarters, and she does have a private bath. So when she has to share the other one, she doesn't have to share the other one. So this is her room. Come up a level. Here we have our formal dining and meeting hall. Of course, some beautiful views. It sounds like we have a thunderstorm going on. Some beautiful views of the garden. And a handy drinks cabinet for when those meetings get really long. And I just realized that wine bottle's floating. Maybe it's a special enchanted wine bottle. Who knows? There we go. Now, not a floating wine bottle. Oh, and we put ceilings on all of these because for some reason when they made these beautiful glass greenhouses, they decided the glass in the ceiling was not waterproof. I don't know how that one works. So this is the informal meeting area for the embassy, complete with kitty enrichment centers here. Something to keep people occupied while they're stuck in a very boring meeting while staring at each other. A little indoor garden fountain because I like water features. I find it very relaxing. So these are the two high elf guest rooms, although of course they are also used by the Khajiit or wood elves at times, but they were designed by the high elves for an appropriate high elf place, you know, how they are. One guest room and the other one. Curious to see what you guys think. Which guest room would you prefer of these two? Or would you prefer the wood elf one, which I will show you in a bit. So, there's the two guest rooms. Last but not least, let's go out and see the garden along with the wood elf guest room. Oof, stormy up there. So here's our garden. Our Beautiful statue of Khajiiti here in the middle. And a little outdoor meeting area with a beautiful view of a waterfall. Or maybe this is just the outdoor bath. Who knows? And this, of course, gives us access to the Wood Elf guest room, as designed and decorated by the High Elf and Khajiit, who don't necessarily understand Wood Elf living. So, you know, Wood Elves like plants, right? We'll just stick a bunch of plants in their room. You know that's totally how they would think, right? Well, I hope you enjoyed your tour. I rather like this, and I think for once, or for finally, people will not be wondering where the rest of it is, or completely missing the bedrooms. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed your tour, and busily working through my old builds and fixing or rebuilding. So, who knows where we're going next? I don't have any plans at the moment, but hopefully we'll come up with something soon. Thank you again for watching.